Hello, guys and gals, and this is a movie review for Snake Eyes, which is a G.I. Joe Origins. Origins? Wait, I've got the movie right here. Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins. Yep, okay. Just check. It is a movie that I bought, basically without watching it beforehand. I had rented Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and so anytime you rent a movie from Redbox, they say, "Hey, would you like $2 off to buy a movie?" And I'm always like, "Sure, I'll buy one of your movies for $2 off." And so this was, I think, $2 or $3. And since it was a new release, I'm like, "Okay, sure, I'll buy it." So yeah, I found some pretty good movies by just buying them without watching them first, and just like be surprised. And I'd heard some good things about this movie. So, anyways, we have G.I. Joe Origins Snake Eyes. Now, I thought this movie was really, really good. It was PG-13 for swearing, of course. There was quite a bit of swearing in this movie. But anyways, basically, if you know G.I. Joe lore, you basically know what's going to happen. But it was kind of interesting to see it unfold and how it unfolds. Um, being, as a kid, I was really into G.I. Joe. And there were several incarnations of the show, throughout my life. I'm 43, something like that. I was born back in 1977, so I've seen several of the incarnations of G.I. Joe. I've seen some of the live action movies. I've seen, and yeah. So, and one of my favorite characters has always been Snake Eyes. I mean, he was always my favorite G.I. Joe character. So, I was, of course, hyped for this movie. And it's really, really fascinating, I think, the way when they went about this. And I think that they did a lot of things right with this movie. Even diehard GI Joe fans will be like, "Oh well, I know about Snake Eyes," but this was really, really fascinating. Um, I think they did it. I think they did everything right. Is what I want to say. There's very few things I would fault about this movie. Very few. I feel that I'm going to get a little bit confused here because I had, prior to watching Snake Eyes, I had watched Shang-Chi, so I'm trying to have to keep the movies separate in my mind. So I'm not sure if I'll say everything properly because I might be thinking of Shang-Chi. But I think that my mind is such that I have them separated enough that I don't think I'll make that mistake. Anyways, you basically figure out, or they put little hints in there, and then, or little visual cues, and then you're like, "Oh well, I think I recognize this, and I think I recognize that, and I think I recognize this plot point." And it's really a satisfying conclusion, when it's like, "Oh yeah, I thought that's why Tommy is using the white swords," and stuff like that. And that's kind of neat how Tommy's always wearing white. I wonder who else in the G.I. Joe universe wears white. And so yeah. And then basically it keeps driving to that conclusion. Anyways, I thought the movie was well paced. That's important, especially since this movie was, I want to say, 2 hours and 2 minutes long, or I just remember that it was over 2 hours. But as I've said before with other 2 hour plus movies, you don't really feel it because the movie is really engrossing. Um, it's really well paced, and you're not really bored because there's action, then there's exposition, then there's action, then there's exposition. And there's nothing wrong with movies that are like nonstop action. I find them exhausting, actually. This one, there's like action, and then there's like exposition, and like this happens, and then it's like more action. Oh, here's a fight scene. This happens. And I like movies like that have a rest in between all the action. I mean, the John Wick series is awesome. I love the John Wick series. Don't get me wrong. Just watching it makes me exhausted though because of all the nonstop action. And but I will basically watch the next one when it comes out because I think they're coming out with another one. Um, because I really do like that franchise. This movie was, I thought, very, very good. The soundtrack was very engrossing. Um, okay, I'm thinking of, okay, yeah. And really, really good. Um, I'd like to see other G.I. Joe origins, you know, because we've seen the origin of some of the characters here. And even to a certain extent, the rise of Cobra, because Cobra is an integral part of this movie, um, especially the Baroness. And yeah, yeah, okay. Anyways, this is basically a fascinating movie. I thought that it was very well done. Um, Definitely, there needs to be a sequel. Of course, this probably feeds into some of the live action movies, I'm sure, to a certain extent, since this is an origin story. And I like origin stories, they're very good because it's like, okay, then it's kind of like connecting all the different points to make sure they have continuity. You know, if they do link up to some of the previous movies, I'm not sure if they do. I've only actually seen, I want to say, one of the live action GI Joe movies, and I don't remember exactly how they sync up, to be honest, because it's been a while since I've seen that one. I've only seen I think Retribution, I believe it was. I think we had Rise of Cobra, but I think the DVD didn't quite work right. It quit working like an hour through, so I haven't seen all of that one. And then there was another one, and I'm not sure what sequence they were in because there was a trilogy of GI Joe movies, and I'm not sure exactly the sequence of those. This is about Snake Eyes though, and I really have to say that this was a wonderful movie. Snake Eyes being one of my favorite GI Joe characters, probably my favorite GI Joe character, even when I was a kid. This movie was very nostalgic for me, and I'm a big fan of nostalgia. And so, yeah, I highly recommend this movie. This movie was, in my opinion, awesome. I thought that it encapsulated the GI Joe universe pretty well, very well actually, and basically shed some light on exactly the history that Snake Eyes has with Storm Shadow, and wonderful. I thought the movie was very well made. Um, like I say, I hope that the person who created this movie will create other origin stories or origin movies because they're really awesome. So yeah, this is a movie that I would highly recommend. Uh, definitely, definitely would recommend this. But that's just my opinion, and you can either take my opinion or leave it. Either way is fine. And if you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell so you know I upload. Also, if you want to support me in any way, or if you want to join the Discord server, all that information will be in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching. You are loved, and have a great day.